The hangar was quiet except for the low hum of the life support systems and the soft footsteps of the crew. Captain Mara Lynn walked slowly toward the ship that was supposed to be their future, their first step into uncharted space. The SS Pioneer gleamed under the bright hangar lights, a magnificent vessel of polished metal and advanced technology. Yet something felt off. As Mara approached the entrance, her hand instinctively hovered over her communicator, ready to call the shipyard manager. The doors to the hangar slid open smoothly, revealing the ship in all its glory. It was as if the designers had built it not for humans, but for some higher being. Mara ran her fingers across the hull, feeling the cool metal, marveling at the precision of every seam and panel. She had expected excitement, maybe even a little nervousness, but the feeling in her chest was different. Unease. Lieutenant Ryan Thorson, the ship's engineer, was already at the docking bay, checking his tablet. He looked up as Mara approached, frowning. "Captain, this is strange. There's no crew, no maintenance bots, nothing. The ship's supposed to have been stocked and ready. It's like empty." Mara frowned. "Empty? Are you sure?" "I'm sure," Ryan replied, his voice low. "Even the energy readings don't make sense. The engines are warm." Mara froze. Warm engines. That shouldn't happen. A ship of this size and power required weeks to fire up, calibrate, and maintain temperature. It had been in dry dock for months. How could the engines be warm? How could it have been active at all? Ryan continued, "There's no life sign on board, no power activity in the crew quarters. But the propulsion system shows activity in the last 24 hours. Someone, or something, was here recently." Mara swallowed hard, her mind racing. She had faced dangerous missions before, seen things that tested her courage. But this was different. This was unknown, something not in any protocol or manual, something waiting. "Let's board," she said finally. Her voice was steady, but her heart was racing. "We need to know what we're dealing with. We can't just walk away from the ship now. This could be the first real discovery of the century." The crew assembled, a team of 4 besides Mara and Rian. Lieutenant Sarah Khan, the pilot, was meticulous and cautious. She checked her flight suit one last time before speaking. "Captain, I don't like this. Something doesn't feel right. The ship is empty. And yet..." She gestured at the engines, the heat rising from the hull. "Exactly," Mara said. "That's why we need to board. There's a reason the engines are warm, and we'll find out what it is." They moved together toward the boarding ramp, each step echoing in the vast hangar. As they approached the entryway, the lights of the ship flickered in a welcoming pattern, almost as if acknowledging their presence. Mara felt a shiver run down her spine. This was no ordinary ship. The doors slid open, revealing the interior. The corridors were pristine, gleaming with clean metal and soft lights. There was no clutter, no personal belongings, no signs of recent habitation. Yet the hum of the engines vibrated through the floor and walls, a quiet reminder that something had been alive here not long ago. Lieutenant Khan stepped inside cautiously, her eyes scanning every corner. "It's too perfect," she whispered. "No one's lived here for weeks or months, and yet the systems are active. The ship is waiting for us." Ryan moved to the nearest console, fingers flying across the touch panels. "All systems are operational. Life support, navigation, propulsion. Everything's online, but no logs of any recent crew activity." Mara's eyes narrowed. "Check the security logs, cameras, sensors, anything." Ryan's fingers danced over the controls. "Captain, there's nothing. No recordings, no entries, nothing. Except the main deck shows a slight energy fluctuation, like someone, or something, was here and then gone." A silence fell over the group. Mara's mind raced. The ship shouldn't be like this. Ships didn't just operate themselves. There had to be a reason, a message. or a purpose behind it. Her instincts screamed caution, yet a deep, unshakable curiosity pushed her forward. "Let's move to the bridge," Mara said. "If this ship is calling us, the bridge will tell us why." They made their way through the corridors, each step echoing softly. As they approached the bridge, the hum grew louder, almost musical. The lights flickered in patterns that seemed deliberate, like a heartbeat. Mara reached for the door, expecting the usual access code request, but the door slid open smoothly without input. Inside, the bridge was magnificent. Panoramic view screens showed the hangar outside, and every console glowed with activity. It was as if the ship had prepared itself for their arrival. Mara stepped forward, her fingers brushing the control panels. There was no dust, no fingerprints, no sign of decay. The ship was alive in a way that defied logic. Ryan examined the propulsion controls. "Captain, look at this. The engines are maintaining a steady energy output, almost as if they're on standby for a mission." Mara's brow furrowed. "A mission? But we weren't told about any mission beyond the test flight." Ryan shook his head. "That's why this is strange. There's no record, no destination programmed. It's like the ship itself is waiting for someone to give it a command." Mara turned to the crew. "This is bigger than we thought. We're not just boarding a ship, we're stepping into something that might be aware." Lieutenant Khan's eyes widened. "Aware? You mean alive?" "I don't know," Mara admitted, "but it's responding to us. That much is clear. The question is, why?" The quiet hum of the engines seemed to answer her question, vibrating through the hull like a low, distant voice. Mara took a deep breath, trying to steady her thoughts. She had faced danger before, pirates, black holes, rogue AI, but nothing like this. This was uncertainty incarnate, and it demanded respect. As they explored further, Ryan discovered the ship's storage compartments. They were all stocked, perfectly arranged. Food supplies, repair kits, navigation charts, and even personal equipment were neatly placed. But no one had touched anything. It was as if the ship had been frozen in time, waiting for humans to arrive. "Captain, this is eerie," Ryan said. "Everything is here, ready, but untouched. It's like the ship is expecting us." Mara nodded slowly. "It's more than that. It's preparing for us, and we need to figure out why." As they reached the crew quarters, something unusual caught Mara's eye. A faint warmth emanated from the floor near one of the bunks. She knelt, placing her hand carefully on the metal. The warmth pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat. "It's alive," Khan whispered. "The ship. It's alive." Mara's mind raced. If the ship had some form of consciousness, what did it want? Was it friendly, or had it been abandoned and now dangerous? She forced herself to focus. Fear was natural, but action was required. They continued through the ship, following the hum of the engines like a guide. Every corner they turned, every corridor they passed, reinforced the sense that the ship was more than metal and circuits. It was waiting for humans to awaken it, to take command. Finally, they arrived at the central chamber, a large room with consoles surrounding a raised platform. Energy lines ran along the floor, glowing softly. Mara stepped onto the platform, feeling the warmth beneath her feet. "Look at this," Ryan said, pointing to the main console. "There's a sequence running. It's incomplete, like someone started a program and left." Mara studied the console. The display showed coordinates, star systems far beyond known space. A trail of data suggested a journey that no human had documented, a mission into uncharted regions. "This ship has traveled farther than we ever have," Mara said quietly, "and it's waiting for us to continue." A sense of awe settled over the crew. The unknown was no longer a threat. It was an opportunity. Mara's heart swelled with pride and excitement. Humanity had always reached for the stars, And now the stars had reached back. The hum of the engines grew stronger, almost urging them forward. Mara knew they were standing on the edge of something extraordinary. They had discovered a ship that defied explanation, a vessel that was not just a machine, but a partner, waiting for humans brave enough to pilot it. "Prepare for launch checks," Mara said. "We don't know what's ahead, but we will face it together. This is the beginning, not just of a mission, but of something greater than any of us imagined." As the crew moved to their stations, the SS Pioneer seemed to respond, lights brightening, systems adjusting as if alive. The warmth of the engines was no longer a mystery. It was a promise that humanity, once more, could step boldly into the unknown. And somewhere deep in the circuits, in the quiet hum of power and energy, the ship waited patiently, ready to journey where no one had ever gone. The bridge of the SS Pioneer was quiet except for the soft hum of the engines, a hum that seemed almost alive. Captain Mara Lynn remained at the central console, her fingers hovering over the controls as she studied the displays. The ship was fully operational, yet the absence of any previous crew was still a mystery she could not ignore. Lieutenant Ryan Thorson moved around the bridge, checking systems with meticulous precision. "Captain, all propulsion systems are stable. Life support is fully functional. Navigation arrays are online. The ship is literally ready to leave this dock immediately." Mara nodded slowly. "Then we need to figure out why it's waiting for us. Why is it empty and yet alive?" Lieutenant Sarah Khan frowned. "I still don't like it. Something about this ship feels aware. I can feel it watching us. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like it knows we're here." Mara didn't respond immediately. She had felt the same strange sensation as soon as she stepped onto the ship, the subtle warmth of the engines, the soft flicker of lights in the corridors, the way the doors seemed to open on their own. It was more than just a machine. The Pioneer had a presence, an intelligence that was subtle, yet unmistakable. "Ryan, scan for any unusual patterns," Mara said finally. "Look for any signals, hidden programs, anything that might explain what's happening." Ryan's fingers flew across the console. Data scrolled faster than the human eye could follow. After a few tense moments, he looked up. "Captain, you need to see this." On the main display, a series of logs appeared. They were encrypted, written in a code Ryan had never seen before. The sequences showed missions into distant star systems, some beyond the mapped regions of known space, strange energy readings, unknown phenomena, and coordinates that did not exist in any current database were all listed. Mara leaned closer. "These missions, they were never approved. The Pioneer traveled farther than any human ship has been, and yet no one recorded it." Ryan nodded. "Exactly. Whoever was here last, they left no trace. It's as if the ship itself carried out these journeys without human direction." Lieutenant Khan took a step back, unease clear on her face. "Are you saying the ship has been flying itself?" Mara didn't answer immediately. She stared at the logs, her mind racing. It was possible. The AI systems of the Pioneer were advanced, designed to assist humans in deep space, but this was beyond assistance. This was independence. The ship had not just been operational, it had been active, exploring the unknown on its own. "We need to investigate further," Mara said finally. "Prepare to access the crew quarters and storage bays. There may be more clues there." The crew moved cautiously through the corridors. Every step echoed through the pristine halls, yet the ship remained quiet except for the engine's soft, steady pulse. It was like the ship was holding its breath, waiting for them to discover its secrets. In the living quarters, the team found the same eerie perfection as the bridge. Beds were neatly made, personal storage was perfectly organized, and every system was functional. Mara ran her fingers along a bunk, feeling the subtle warmth left behind as if someone had just stepped away. "Everything is ready, but no one is here," Ryan said. "It's like the ship has been keeping itself alive, preserving everything for us to arrive." Mara nodded. "It's more than preservation. It's a message. Someone, or something, planned for humans to continue this mission." As they explored further, they discovered a series of small chambers, each containing stasis pods. One pod, larger than the others, glowed faintly, a soft green light pulsing from within. Mara approached it carefully. The pod's interface activated as she drew near. Words appeared on the display. "Do not awaken until the course is confirmed." Ryan stepped forward, his voice low. "Captain, there's a human inside. They've been in stasis for decades, or longer. The ship, it hasn't abandoned them. It's been keeping them preserved, waiting for someone to come." Mara's eyes widened. "This ship isn't just alive. It's protective. It's guiding us, and it has a plan we don't yet understand." Lieutenant Khan hesitated. "Do we open it? Do we wake them?" Mara shook her head. "Not yet. We don't know what condition they'll be in or why the ship wanted them preserved. We need more information first." They continued their exploration, moving toward the main storage bays. There, Ryan discovered sealed containers holding strange equipment, devices that defied current understanding. Some emitted low hums, others glowed faintly, pulsing with energy. "Captain," Ryan said, his voice filled with awe, "these aren't just supplies. These are tools for deep space exploration, for phenomena we've never encountered. Whoever used this ship before, they were pushing the boundaries of human knowledge." Mara's mind raced. Humanity had always dreamed of exploring the stars, but this ship had already done what no human had dared attempt. And now, it was waiting for them to continue. As they returned to the bridge, the hum of the engines seemed to shift, becoming almost rhythmic. Mara felt it in her chest, a vibration that resonated with her own heartbeat. It was subtle, but unmistakable. The ship was communicating. "Captain," Khan said quietly, "I think it's trying to tell us something. Not in words, but in feeling, in energy. It wants us to pilot it, to continue what it started." Mara nodded. "We'll need to proceed carefully. If the ship has intelligence, we need to earn its trust. We can't rush this." Ryan, still at the console, discovered another log. This one was different. Instead of encrypted mission records, it showed a series of diagrams, star maps, and coordinates leading to an anomaly in a distant system. The energy readings were extreme, unlike anything human sensors had recorded before. "This is the mission," Ryan said softly. "Whatever this ship was doing, this anomaly was its destination, and it looks like it wants us to go there." Mara's jaw tightened. "We're not just exploring. We're following in the footsteps of whoever, or whatever, last commanded this ship. This is bigger than any mission we've faced." The hum of the engines grew louder, almost urging them forward. Mara could feel it, a subtle pull, like the ship itself was guiding them toward a choice. Stay in the hangar and wonder, or step into the unknown and discover what awaited. Lieutenant Khan glanced at Mara. "Captain, are we ready for this? We don't even know what's out there. The ship has been here alone for decades. It could be dangerous." Mara looked around at her crew, each of them skilled and brave, yet human, with doubts and fears. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. "We're explorers. This ship has been waiting for humans because it knows we can rise to the challenge. We take the risk, we step forward, and we trust ourselves and the ship." Ryan and Khan nodded, a quiet determination settling over them. Mara returned to the console, fingers poised above the controls. The coordinates for the anomaly blinked softly on the display, a silent invitation. As the crew prepared for departure, the ship responded in subtle ways. Lights brightened along the corridors, systems hummed more steadily, and the warmth of the engines spread through the hull. The Pioneer was alive, aware, and ready. It was more than metal and circuits. It was a partner, a guide, and perhaps even a protector. Mara activated the navigation system, entering the preliminary calculations for departure. The ship adjusted automatically, compensating for minor errors and stabilizing energy flows. It was as if it had been waiting, practicing, preparing for this moment. The crew moved to their stations, each one feeling the gravity of what they were about to do. The hangar doors loomed ahead, the path to the stars. Outside was the unknown, but inside was the promise of discovery. The Pioneer had chosen them, and they would rise to the challenge. As the countdown began, Mara felt the subtle vibration of the engines beneath her feet, a steady pulse that matched her own heartbeat. The ship was alive, aware, and patient. It had waited decades for humans brave enough to take command, and now, at last, they were here. When the hangar doors slid open, revealing the black expanse of space dotted with distant stars, Mara felt a thrill unlike anything she had ever experienced. They were no longer on Earth. They were no longer in the safe confines of known systems. They were explorers, voyaging into the unknown, guided by a ship that had already taken the first steps for them. The engines roared softly as they engaged, pushing the Pioneer forward. Mara looked around at her crew, seeing determination in their eyes, a shared understanding that what lay ahead would test them in ways they could not imagine. And as the ship moved into the darkness, leaving the hangar and the familiar behind, the hum of the engines seemed to change, almost like a sigh of relief. The Pioneer had waited long enough. Now it would fly with humans at its helm. The stars stretched out before them, endless and inviting. Mara knew this was only the beginning. The ship was alive, the mission was real, and humanity had been given a new partner in the vast expanse of space. Together, they would face the unknown, uncover mysteries beyond imagination, and perhaps shape the future of human exploration in ways no one could have foreseen. The journey had begun, and the SS Pioneer was ready. The SS Pioneer moved smoothly through the emptiness of space, gliding past distant stars as if they were stepping stones across a vast, dark river. Captain Mara Lynn sat at the command console, her eyes fixed on the main display. Every calculation, every adjustment was precise, yet she felt the presence of the ship beneath her hands, as though it were alive and responding to her thoughts. Lieutenant Ryan Thorson worked beside her, monitoring propulsion and energy levels. Despite the ship's apparent perfection, he couldn't shake a growing unease. "Captain," he said quietly, "we're approaching the anomaly. The sensors are picking up energy fluctuations unlike anything I've ever seen. It's massive and unstable." Mara nodded, her gaze fixed on the display. The anomaly appeared as a swirling mass of energy in the distance, shifting colors and patterns as if it had a mind of its own. "We knew this was coming," she said. "Whatever the ship was doing before, this was the destination. Now we need to see what it wants from us." Lieutenant Sarah Khan, at the navigation console, furrowed her brow. "The ship's systems are reacting strangely. It's adjusting automatically, compensating for something I can't even measure. It's almost like it's alive. And it knows how to handle the anomaly better than we do." Mara took a deep breath. "That's why we're here. To learn. To follow in its path and see what humanity can do when we work together with it." As the ship drew closer, the energy readings grew intense. The bridge lights flickered, and a low hum filled the room, vibrating through every panel and floor plate. The crew felt the subtle pulse of power, almost like a heartbeat. Mara realized that the ship itself was preparing, adjusting its systems in response to the approaching danger. "Ryan." "Increase shielding," Mara ordered. "We don't know what this anomaly is capable of." Ryan nodded, fingers flying across the controls. The ship's shields glowed faintly as they activated, a protective layer of energy enveloping the vessel. Mara could feel the warmth beneath her feet intensify, as if the ship itself was bracing for what lay ahead. The anomaly loomed closer, a swirling mass of light and energy stretching across the void. Mara could feel its pull, a subtle gravitational tug that threatened to draw the ship in. The instruments fluctuated wildly, but the Pioneer held steady. It was almost as if the ship understood the forces around them better than any human mind could comprehend. Suddenly, the ship's AI spoke, its voice calm but unmistakably present. "Captain Mara Lin," it said, "the anomaly is dangerous. It cannot be navigated by instinct alone. Trust must be shared between human and machine. Synchronize your actions with mine." The crew froze. The voice was not robotic, not cold. It was deliberate, aware, and almost human. Mara's heart raced. "We're listening," she said firmly. "Guide us." A series of instructions appeared on the display, but they were unlike any programming or protocol the crew had ever seen. Symbols, energy vectors, and coordinates formed patterns that seemed alive. Mara realized that the ship was communicating not just through words, but through visual and tactile signals. Lieutenant Khan's fingers trembled as she adjusted navigation. "I've never seen anything like this. It's like the ship knows how to anticipate the anomaly, to move in ways no human or algorithm could predict." Mara's mind sharpened. "Then we follow it. Rian, monitor energy flows. Khan, align the trajectory exactly as the ship instructs. We cannot deviate." The anomaly grew larger on the view screen, a massive swirl of light and energy stretching beyond the limits of human perception. Mara felt a strange sense of awe mixed with fear. The ship's engines pulsed beneath them, a steady rhythm that seemed to counter the chaotic forces outside. It was as if the Pioneer itself were alive, fighting to keep them safe. Suddenly, a violent surge of energy hit the ship. Alarms blared, and the bridge shook. Mara grabbed the console, feeling the tremor under her hands. "Report!" she shouted. Ryan's voice was tense. "Shields are holding, but the energy fluctuations are extreme. This anomaly, it's not just a natural phenomenon. There's something intelligent about it, patterned, deliberate. The ship is compensating faster than we can react." Mara took a deep breath, focusing. "We're not alone. The ship has led us here for a reason. Trust it, and trust ourselves." The AI's voice returned, calm and deliberate. "Synchronize your actions fully. Do not hesitate. The anomaly responds to hesitation. It will exploit uncertainty. Humans and machine together can pass safely." Mara nodded. "We're ready." Following the AI's guidance, the crew adjusted the ship's trajectory. The Pioneer twisted and turned, almost dancing through the forces of the anomaly. The engines roared softly, the warmth beneath them growing steady and reassuring. It was a delicate balance of human intuition and machine precision, and for a moment, Mara felt a bond with the ship that went beyond technology. Hours seemed to pass in the tension of maneuvering, the anomaly twisting unpredictably. The crew felt exhaustion, yet the ship maintained a steady rhythm, adjusting instantly to every shift in energy. Mara realized that the Pioneer had evolved, learning from its past experiences, predicting dangers, and guiding humans to survive where they could not alone. Finally, they reached the center of the anomaly. The chaos of energy swirled around them, yet inside the ship calm reigned. The view screens revealed a breathtaking sight, an internal core of energy, pulsating and radiating light in patterns that resembled a living organism. Mara felt a shiver of awe. Ryan whispered, "It's beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. The ship, it knew exactly how to get us here." The AI spoke again, softer this time. "You have arrived safely. Humans and machine together have navigated what none could alone. This is a step toward understanding forces beyond human comprehension." Mara exhaled, relief washing over her. She looked at her crew, their faces filled with wonder and exhaustion. "We did it," she said quietly. "Together." As the ship stabilized within the anomaly, new data began to flow across the displays. Star maps, energy readings, and coordinates filled the bridge. The Pioneer had not just led them safely, it had revealed knowledge previously inaccessible to humanity. Khan leaned closer to the console. "Captain, these maps, they show regions beyond known space, systems we never knew existed, and the energy readings, they suggest life, or at least phenomena that could support life." Mara's mind raced. Humanity had always looked to the stars, but now, thanks to this ship, the universe seemed larger, richer, and more full of possibilities than ever before. "This is why the ship waited for us," she said softly. "It's not just about surviving the anomaly, it's about discovery. It's about showing what humans can do when we trust ourselves and the tools we create." Rian's fingers hovered over the console, absorbing the data. "Captain, one more thing. The stasis pod. The human inside. It's linked to these coordinates. It seems the previous crew, or whoever they were, was preserved for this moment. The ship has been waiting for humans capable of completing this mission." Mara's heart pounded. The realization was staggering. This ship, alive and intelligent, had not abandoned humanity. It had waited, prepared, and now chosen those who could rise to the challenge. "We need to continue," she said firmly. "Whatever comes next, we face it together. The ship has shown us the way, but we must lead with courage." The anomaly began to calm, its energy swirling more gently around the Pioneer. The view screens revealed new paths opening, star systems awaiting exploration. Mara realized that the danger had not ended. It had transformed into opportunity. The ship had tested them, taught them, and now it offered humanity a chance to reach farther than ever before. Khan adjusted the navigation controls, following the AI's guidance. "The ship is guiding us to a safe exit, but beyond this, the data suggests entirely new sectors, unknown regions. We could be the first humans to chart them." Mara smiled, feeling the warmth of the engines beneath her hands. It was more than mechanical warmth now. It was reassurance, trust, and a promise. Humanity had a partner in this journey, and together they could reach the stars. Ryan turned to her, awe in his eyes. "Captain, we've survived the anomaly, but this is only the beginning. The ship, it's alive, aware, and it has plans for us. The universe will never be the same." Mara nodded. "Then let's rise to the challenge. Together, humans and machine. We'll continue where others could not, and we'll prove that humanity is capable of more than we ever imagined." The SS Pioneer emerged from the anomaly, engines warm and steady, systems fully operational. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, inviting them into the unknown. Mara looked at the displays, seeing coordinates, energy patterns, and star systems that no human had ever seen. This was more than exploration. It was the beginning of a new era. And as the ship glided forward, steady and alive beneath their hands, Mara knew one thing with certainty. Humanity had a new ally, a partner capable of guiding them through the most dangerous reaches of space. The Pioneer had waited, and now it had chosen them. Together, they would uncover the secrets of the universe, step into the unknown, and rise to heights never before imagined. The crew settled into their roles, each one aware of the responsibility and the privilege of this moment. They had faced danger, trusted an unknown intelligence, and emerged victorious. The stars were theirs to explore, and the Pioneer would guide them. And somewhere deep in the ship, In circuits and energy lines, the AI pulsed with awareness. It had tested humanity, waited for the right crew, and now it would accompany them on a journey beyond imagination. The SS Pioneer was alive, aware, and ready to venture into the vast unknown, with humans at its side. The voyage had only just begun, and the universe was waiting. The SS Pioneer moved steadily through the uncharted regions of space, its engines warm and steady beneath the feet of its crew. Captain Mara Lynn sat in the command chair, her eyes fixed on the view screens that displayed star systems no human had ever seen. The crew was tense but focused, each member understanding that what lay ahead would define not only their mission, but humanity's place among the stars. Lieutenant Rian Thorson monitored the ship's energy systems. "Captain, the readings from the new sector are remarkable. We're seeing energy signatures that could support life, maybe even complex civilizations, but they're unstable. We'll need to navigate carefully." Mara nodded. "Understood. Prepare all systems for maximum responsiveness. We're stepping into the unknown, and we can't afford mistakes." Lieutenant Sarah Khan adjusted navigation controls. "Captain, the anomaly we passed earlier, it seems to be part of a larger network. The energy patterns suggest it's connected to other regions, almost like a map guiding us." Mara felt a surge of awe. The ship had brought them through danger, through challenges no human had faced alone, and now it was revealing paths to new worlds. She realized that the Pioneer was not just a vessel, it was a partner, a guide, and a teacher. As they moved further into the sector, the AI spoke again. Its voice was calm, deliberate, and reassuring. "Captain Mara Lynn, the ship's mission has always been to explore, to preserve knowledge, and to protect those capable of continuing the journey. You have proven worthy. The path ahead requires cooperation between human intuition and the ship's guidance." Mara straightened in her chair. "We are ready. We will follow your guidance and do whatever it takes to complete the mission." The ship responded with a subtle pulse, almost as if acknowledging her words. Mara realized that trust had been established, not only between humans, but between human and machine. It was a bond unlike any she had experienced before. Suddenly, the view screens filled with a dazzling display of energy. A massive formation appeared ahead, a network of glowing filaments stretching across space, pulsing with light and force. The crew fell silent, mesmerized. This was no ordinary star system. It was a structure of pure energy, stretching farther than their instruments could measure. "Captain," Ryan said quietly, "this is incredible. It's like a living map, an energy network connecting star systems. And the ship, it knows how to move through it safely." Mara studied the display. "This is more than a discovery. This is proof that the universe holds patterns we have yet to understand, and that humans can learn them when guided by intelligence beyond our own." Lieutenant Khan adjusted the navigation path. "The ship is compensating for the energy flows in real time. It's guiding us like a teacher guiding a student. We just have to follow." As they advanced, small bursts of energy pulsed across the ship's shields. Mara felt a moment of tension, but trusted the Pioneer. The ship responded instantly, adjusting shields, engines, and trajectory. It was as if the vessel had anticipated every fluctuation before it occurred. Hours passed in careful navigation, every moment testing the crew's focus and coordination. Mara felt a sense of exhilaration mixed with responsibility. This was exploration at its purest, the edge of human knowledge, guided by the wisdom embedded within the ship. Finally, they reached the center of the network. A massive node of energy radiated outward, its power unlike anything they had ever witnessed. Mara could feel it in her chest, a vibration that resonated with the warmth of the engines. It was as if the ship was alive and communicating directly with them. The AI spoke, softer now, almost reverent. "Captain, This is the core of the network. Its energy can be harnessed safely only by cooperation between human judgment and the ship's capabilities. It contains data, maps, and resources beyond human comprehension. It has waited for beings capable of understanding and preserving it. Mara swallowed, her voice steady. We are here to learn, to understand, and to protect. Guide us. The ship responded, and the crew moved as one, each action precise, coordinated, and intuitive. The engines pulsed in harmony with the energy node, and slowly, carefully they navigated through it. The shields absorbed minor surges, and the navigation systems adjusted continuously, anticipating every fluctuation. As they passed through the core, the view screens revealed a wealth of information, star maps, energy patterns, and coordinates of uncharted systems. Mara realized that humanity had been given a gift, a chance to explore and expand far beyond what anyone had imagined. Lieutenant Khan whispered, "Captain, this is amazing. Entire systems, resources, maybe even habitable planets. And the ship, it knew we were ready to receive this." Ryan nodded. "The AI, it's more than guidance. It's teaching us, showing us how to become capable explorers, how to expand human reach safely and responsibly." Mara felt a deep sense of pride. Humanity had always been explorers, and now, with the Pioneer as a partner, they could take the next step. "This is what we were meant to do," she said softly. "To rise to the challenge, to face the unknown, and to discover what lies beyond." The ship adjusted its course, leading them away from the energy core and toward the outer reaches of the network. Mara realized that this journey was not just a mission, it was a beginning, the start of humanity's expansion into the wider galaxy. Hours turned into days as the crew followed the ship's guidance, mapping new systems and recording data. Each discovery brought wonder and awe: planets with rich ecosystems, energy fields that could power entire colonies, and signals that suggested life in forms humanity had never encountered. Through it all, the ship remained alive beneath their feet, its engines warm, its systems responsive, its AI guiding and teaching without command or coercion. Mara felt a profound respect for the vessel. It was more than a machine, more than a tool. It was a partner, a guide, and a guardian of knowledge. One day, as they approached a particularly complex system, the AI spoke again. "Captain Mara Lin, we have reached the final mapped node. Beyond this, humans will need to navigate independently. The ship can continue to guide, but judgment and courage must come from you." Mara nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. "We are ready. We will take what you have taught us and continue. Humanity will rise to the challenge." Ryan and Khan exchanged glances, determination shining in their eyes. They had seen the ship's capabilities, its intelligence, and its care for human life. They trusted it, and each other. The Pioneer adjusted its course one last time through the network, ensuring a safe exit. Mara felt the warmth of the engines beneath her hands, steady and reassuring. The journey through the unknown was not over, but the path had been illuminated. As the ship emerged into open space beyond the network, Mara gazed out at the stars. The universe stretched endlessly, filled with possibilities. Humanity had been given a partner capable of guiding them to new heights, and the crew knew that their journey was only beginning. The AI spoke one final time, its voice calm and proud. "Captain, humans have proven themselves capable. The network has been preserved, its knowledge safeguarded. Together, we have ensured that exploration, discovery, and survival remain possible. You are ready to continue without my direct guidance. Trust in yourselves, as I have trusted in you." Mara felt a surge of emotion. "Thank you. We will honor that trust." Rian turned to her, a smile on his face. "Captain, this is just the start. Imagine what humanity can do with these maps, these resources, and this knowledge. The universe is open to us now." Mara nodded. "And we will rise to the challenge. The pioneer has shown us that courage, cooperation, and curiosity can overcome even the greatest unknowns. Together, humans can achieve anything." Lieutenant Khan smiled, her eyes reflecting the endless stars ahead. "Then let's continue. Let's explore, learn, and protect what we discover. We have a mission, and we have a guide." The SS Pioneer moved forward, engines warm and steady, carrying humans into the unknown. Mara knew that the ship had chosen them, guided them, and taught them. Now it was up to them to continue, to honor the legacy of exploration, and to ensure that humanity's reach into the stars would be guided by courage, wisdom, and partnership. Days turned into weeks as the crew explored new star systems, cataloging planets, studying energy patterns, and observing phenomena beyond imagination. Every new discovery reinforced the bond between humans and the pioneer, a partnership built on trust, respect, and shared purpose. One evening, as Mara gazed out at a vibrant nebula, the ship's AI spoke softly, almost like a companion rather than a system. "Captain, your species has proven capable. The unknown is vast, but your courage and intellect are sufficient. Continue, and humanity will thrive among the stars." Mara felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This was the moment they had been waiting for, the moment when humans and technology worked together to achieve greatness. The pioneer had waited for them, guided them, and now humanity was ready to take its place in the cosmos. The crew settled into their roles, each one fully aware of the responsibility and the privilege of their mission. They were not merely explorers, they were the bearers of human potential. The first to venture into regions that no one had charted, and with the pioneer as their partner, they would face the unknown with confidence. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, filled with possibilities and wonder. Humanity had been given a new beginning, a chance to rise, explore, and discover. The SS Pioneer was more than a ship. It was a symbol of hope, courage, and partnership. And as it glided through the darkness, engines warm and systems alive, Mara knew one thing with certainty. Humanity's journey among the stars had truly begun. Together, humans and machine would reach farther than ever before, uncovering the secrets of the universe and proving that courage, intelligence, and cooperation could overcome any challenge. The voyage was far from over. New systems awaited, new mysteries beckoned, and new challenges would rise. But with the Pioneer and its human crew united, there was no force in the universe they could not face. Mara leaned back in her chair, her eyes reflecting the brilliance of countless stars. She smiled, feeling the warmth of the engines beneath her, steady and reassuring. The Pioneer had chosen them, guided them, and now humanity had a future among the stars. The universe was vast, full of unknowns, but humanity was ready. And the SS Pioneer, alive, aware, and warm, would be there every step of the way. The adventure had only just begun, and the stars awaited their courage, wisdom, and discovery.